So you may know that I use a Mac at home. Not a desktop, mind you, a laptop. I've got a MacBook, which until recently really hasn't had any competition from Apple as far as a decent MacBook goes. But that's not why we're here today. Today we're looking at this. The brand new 27-inch iMac. This is still Intel based, which is gonna put a few people off. I know. I'm not entirely sure if I would buy one right now. You know, maybe it'll grow on me. Who knows? The box is basically unchanged from the past 10 years. It's got this kind of trapezoidal design here with a nice little handle. The box has already been opened up by our warehouse staff. We are going to review this on Linus Tech Tips. So without further ado, let's pop it open. Yeah, it's not too much fanfare. Okay, so we got these little, I don't know, kind of like wheel chocks. In this one actually is the nice flush-sitting Apple branded power cable. And in this one, we've got our accessories box, inside of which we have Magic Mouse and a Magic Keyboard. And not much else. There is a little, I think this is a cleaning cloth. Let's see here. Yeah, nice, actually really nice microfiber cleaning cloth. Single charging cable for both the Magic Keyboard and the Magic Mouse, which of course still goes into the bottom. One day, maybe they'll do wireless charging. That'd be nice. And there probably are some stickers in here, if Apple is a creature of habit, and sure enough, here they are. So that's the accessories. Let's move on to the main event here. Got this nice kind of fabric-y, I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. Doesn't feel like paper. It's like cotton, maybe? Helps prevent any kind of scuffs or other damage during shipping, which is nice to see. And we also have this, well, it would have been a lot tighter, but I actually took it off earlier because I wanted to see what was underneath. And I think you will too. When we had our Pro Display XDR review, we ended up not opting for the nano texture glass because that would have delayed it by quite a lot. But in this case, for the first time, an iMac is getting that treatment. And it wouldn't have delayed our shipment based on the other specs that we had. So why not, right? Good a time as any to take a look at it. There we go. Yeah, look at that. It's kind of a weird mix between glossy and matte, because like from this angle I can see reflections, but if like from this angle I cannot.
I have reflection, but it's kind of like a matte finish.
Yeah, except it's not a matte film, it's actually laser etched into the glass. So it's at a nano level. I'm not entirely sure what Apple means by that, but basically you cannot see the individual little markings, which I think is actually a better effect, just because you don't get that sparkle so much. At least I don't think you will. I had to turn it on to find out. Round back though, we've got the usual suspects. We've got headphone jack, so it's not a very courageous product, I'm sorry. SD card slot, 4 USB, I believe 3.1 ports, 2 Thunderbolt ports, 10 gigabit Ethernet port. This is upgraded to the 10 gigabit model. Just get a NAS, 10 gigabit Ethernet, and yeah, you're pretty much golden. Even if you just use Wi-Fi for internet and 10 gig for your NAS, it's still a lot better than the alternatives. And this here is the final peel. One thing I've always liked about the iMac is they have these removable RAM bay covers. So you don't have to take anything else apart. You just press a little button in there and this panel just pops right off. And underneath we can see that we have, I think that's 4 slots with 2 sticks installed. So that's really it for the outside. It, again, like the box, hasn't really been changed since, I don't know, 2011. Let's get it plugged in and fired up. But first, our sponsor, the Cove Commuter 2 Bluetooth speaker. It's a water-resistant portable speaker with 7 hours of battery life and up to 30 feet of range. The star of the show features its ability to split into two separate speakers, and when combined they create a 360-degree sound, but when separated, each speaker creates a left and right stereo sound. Use code SC64 to get 64% off the code Commuter 2 at the link below. One thing Apple does really well is the fact that you just really only need one cable, and it just fits flush right in here like this. That's nothing new, but I still think it's neat. The Magic Mouse 1 had an indicator whenever you turned it on. This doesn't have it. How unfortunate. Magic Keyboard is on, also doesn't have an LED, just the little green bit here. I guess that saves battery. Hey, okay. I missed the bong.
To use English as the main language, press the return key.
Cool, thank you. For a matte finish, like, there's no fringing or anything. Like, it's a little bit of a frosted effect, but it's not that distracting. I usually find like a heavy matte to be really distracting, so like I kind of actually preferred the glossy. One weird thing though is that the webcam cutout, obviously, doesn't have the nano texture, so it just kind of like sticks out like a sore thumb up here.
Press the escape key.
I thought I'd have my fill with that with Katana, but apparently not. I mean, it's an assistive thing, so like if you can't see very well, if you have vision issues, then having the talkback is good. It's just really annoying when you're just trying to set up the computer. Touch a sign in here, a bit of Wi-Fi there. Verifying GarageBand? Come on, Apple. Who cares? I'm setting the system up. True Tone, yeah. Can't really turn it off from here. I don't know why. They're just like, hey, look at this feature that we have. It's something we complain about every time, but it's still annoying that they haven't fixed that. Let's put a more vibrant wallpaper on here and see how the screen looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't use iMacs too often, so I'm not entirely up to speed on how bright they get. I feel like the MacBooks get a little bit brighter. I am off axis though, so I've got a couple little benchmarks downloaded. First, let's take a look at the system itself. This is the Retina 5K 27-inch 2020, we knew that. We've got a 3.6 gigahertz 10-core Intel Core i9, that's the Core i9 10910, I think. 16 gigabytes of 2667 megahertz DDR4, and the AMD Radeon Pro 5700 XT 16 gig. 1 terabyte of storage. One of the new features of the 27-inch for this year is the addition of Bluetooth 5.0. I don't think Apple has any 5.0 devices aside from the iPhone, maybe the iPad. All right, let's throw up Intel Power Gadget. Looks like, yep, 3.6 looks to be about the frequency that it would be baseline at. Currently below that. Temperature is 37 degrees. I think it's like 21 or 22 in here right now. Okay, power draw went way up above, looks like 150 almost. 145-ish. Yeah, 155 actually. Temperatures at 85.9, 86.9, 88. Ooh. Oh, temperatures at 96. Apple, please. You were doing so well. 98. Whew. The run is over. That's what Apple's banking on. It's the CPU is just not going to have to get that hot for very long. Ugh. I don't like it. All right, let's hit it with a more sustained load and see what the temperatures look like. I don't expect that it's going to be very happy. Prime 95 can't be opened because Apple cannot check it for malicious software. Who cares? Let me do it. All right, we're at 160 watts. Okay, it dropped out of Hyper Turbo and now it's just Turbo. 145 watts. Fan is not at maximum speed, hovering around 97 and 98 degrees right now. Oh, no, it just dropped down. 94, 93. Huh. Maybe Apple's learned something. Still not perfect, but I'll take that over cooking it. So that's better than I expected it would be, but at the same time, I'm still very concerned about the longevity of this machine because this is a brand new machine and it hasn't sucked any dust into its fans. You're not getting any kind of cleaning solution in there without taking the whole thing apart. Hopefully ARM fixes this problem. ARM is a much more efficient architecture. But if they can get this kind of performance level-ish in like, I don't know, 70 or 80 degrees, they could market it as the quietest Mac ever. Like, the fans are running right now and you can hear them. At 70 or 80 degrees, the fans wouldn't have to be running like this. Finally, I want to see how this Radeon Pro 5700 XT works in the iMac's enclosure. Just throw Geekbench at it. It's kind of like the Mac benchmark. Okay, so a 16-inch MacBook Pro actually got a score that is a fair bit lower than ours with an external 5700 XT. So I would call that pretty good. And this performance does come at a cost, a pretty significant one. This thing starts at $1799 US, and that's with a 6-core processor with 8 gigs of RAM, a 256 gigabyte SSD, and a Radeon Pro 5300. This configuration, with the nano texture glass, it's $500. The 10-core processor, it's another $400. 16 gig of DDR4, that's another $200. Radeon Pro 5700 XT with 16 gigs of RAM, another $500. And another $200 for the 1 terabyte SSD, and another $100 for the 10 gig Ethernet. Brings us to a brand total of $41.99 US. I can't recommend that, but I can recommend you check out the full review on LTT. So get subscribed over there and subscribe here if you'd like to see more videos like this one on Short Circuit.